Hi, how's everyone out there doing today? Welcome to episode 47 of Disastrous Life Coaching with Mel Kelly. Mel is based out of Munich, Germany. He is originally from Ireland and he was driven out of the country, and so now he lives in Germany. Welcome, Mel.
Thank you so much, Amy Hamilton. It's an amazing honor and privilege to be here with the amazing author, Amy Hamilton.
So, Mal, as you are aware, it is summertime. And one of the best things about summer, in my opinion, is getting an opportunity to develop a summer reading list and to read. What is your advice on how not to accomplish a summer reading list?
Well, first things first, I think it's important to make a very, very long list of books that you've always wanted to read, that you feel inspired for and to read, and that you know are going to inform, inspire, educate you, and all that great stuff. But then the most important thing is actually don't read them. But you can then what also is very important is you can tell people, whether you're at a summer party, a wine evening, having a beer, just tell people about all those great books that you're going to read. They will be very impressed. Whether you actually read those books or not, nobody cares. But talking about those books you're going to read, I tell you, the social impact that leaves is just, it's everlasting.
Well, I think that's a really good point. And I think the other thing that you could do is you could display the books. Like I have all your books here, for instance, right? And so then you can have the books proudly displayed. And then when people say, "Oh, have you read that?" and you could go, "I'm getting around to it," right?
Exactly. Because, obviously busy people don't have time to read books. And any of these busy people or rich people who say they read 2 books a day, they're lying. It's just lying. They're just, obviously, this is what they're... Yeah, no, it's just their book publishers have told them to say this so that they can sell more books. It's obviously not true, but it's okay. We know that. Come on. Who has time to read a book a day? A book a week? A book a year? Come on. Who has time for
to
that?
read all the books. So Mal, if you could give us any 3 books that you would advise people to read, what would they be?
3 books. Well, of course, my 3 books would be the most important ones to read, My books. What better books could you get? I mean, for a summertime, put yourself in a summer spirit. I mean, what better books could you read? Born in Ireland, Made in Germany. I mean, it's a classic. We're talking about, Oscar Wilde level of literacy here. We're talking about Shakespearean. This is in 300 years' time. People will be looking back at this book and say, "Oh my goodness, that guy wasn't recognized in his lifetime." But now we understand. Was Shakespeare? Was Oscar Wilde? Were these guys? Were they literary greats in their lifetime? Actually, they were. That's not the point. But you know what I mean.
So, Mal, besides your books, are there any 3 other books that you've ever read?
Oh, I can't read. It's okay. I can't read. So no, the answer is no.
That's really a sad thing about today. I was reading an article, and it said that for children who grow up with a love of books and love of reading, that all other factors, that is one of the number one things in our child later on having curiosity, tenacity, being innovative, all those things like come from a love of reading at a young age. So just a really good kind of point for the summertime.
Who wrote that? That was obviously some old person who wrote that.
Well, we are going to be doing a future episode on how cell phone use and ignoring people, but that's not for this episode. This episode we're going to focus on reading. By the way, if you like Disastrous Life Coaching with Mel Kelly, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you are getting all the latest and greatest information.
I'm not finished.
I know. We're not wrapping up, Mel. We are in the middle. We know this. We know that. We don't get to hang up until Mel Kelly sings.
Who said reading is good for your mind and curiosity? I bet you it was an old person, somebody who grew up, who didn't have TikTok when they were growing up, who didn't have the internet when they were growing up, didn't have, all online facilities when they were growing up. I bet you it was a person who didn't have that when they were growing up.
Well, this may be shocking to you, but you can actually read things on the internet.
That's true, but the person who said about reading and only reading, who was that person?
Oh, it wasn't about only reading, but it was like all the other factors. Like if you look at people who come from challenging socioeconomic backgrounds, that the real advantage, though, is if a child is reading in those kinds of environments, that can really have a strong impact on them. Whereas a child can be in a very good socioeconomic background, not be a reader, and actually not have as great of a chance later on in life.
So you're saying is that reading books is better than playing computer games?
I'm saying studies show this. I can put a link to it in the site later.
Other studies say that computer games are good for eye-hand coordination
Well, and
and
I think
problem
that that's
solving
an important
abilities.
thing, Mel.
Problem
It's just
solving.
like drinking or anything else. Like nothing is meant
Oh,
to be absolute and nothing should be extremes. And one of the things I point out when people say, well, alcohol is bad if you drink so much. And I'm like, well, so is prune juice.
ooh, the words of wisdom from the amazing author Amy Hamilton. If you have too much prune juice, it is bad for you. There you go.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I feel a justification. I have a ready justification for my over alcohol consumption when it happens on occasion. Too much prune juice is also bad for you as well. There you go.
So if you're going to be drinking and reading this summer, please drink and read responsibly. If you're going to be reading this summer, check out Mel's amazing books. They are laughter. They are good for the soul. They are easy, light reading that you can do by the pool or wherever you are at. Some other really great books to read this summer that I would recommend. One of my favorites is The Coffee Bean from John Gordon. If you get the opportunity to read that book, definitely check it out. It's something that I reread recently, and I just remember how important it is. We are going to be coming back to you next week. And as Mel alluded to, we are going to be talking about how to destroy relationships by overusing your smart devices.
And
So,
please remember, don't drink too much prune juice. It is also bad for you.
yes, drink your prune juice responsibly. Thank you, everybody. See you next week.
Bye-bye. Till next week.
Help, it's not shutting off.